Next up at UFC 315, we got Jessica Andrade taking on Jasmine Jasudavicius. Jessica Andrade, 26-13 in her career, 2-3 in her last 5. She's coming off that decision loss to Natalia Silva. She's taking on Jasmine Jasudavicius, 13-3 in her career, 4-1 in her last 5. She is riding a 4-fight win streak. This should be a pretty simple breakdown. Jessica Andrade, former world champion. And she got there by straight up being a bully, literally picking up Rose Namajunas, dumping her on her head. Jessica Andrade isn't technical. She's not great at anything, but she is strong. She is tough. She's not afraid to fight. She'll move forward. She'll bomb away. Her takedown defense has been questionable in the past, but she's insanely strong. She can defend some with pure strength, and she is pretty tough. If she ends up on top somehow, she'll just start pounding away looking for a finish. She is coming off that loss to Natalia Silva, where Natalia was just too good of a striker, too clean, played the outside really well. Jasmine Jasudavicius is a wrestler, an actual wrestler, not an MMA wrestler, not somebody who turned into a wrestler later. She started her life as a wrestler, then came over to MMA, which is why her takedowns are clean, which is why she has great scrambles, which is why she's got good pressure.
Early 20s, though. It wasn't like 12 years old.
I thought she wrestled like through high school.
No, she went to. She was gonna be a firefighter or something, and then did something, and then she ended up going to some gym or something. Because she started late.
Well, she was a wrestler before MMA, I guess is the point I'm making.
That was her. I think that she just, when she started MMA, I think she just really kind of fell in love with wrestling, if I remember right.
Jasmine has great scrambles. What?
I'm imagining a little bit worried now.
Not even a little bit. Jasmine has great scramble.
Right.
Oh, shit. Didn't mean to pin it. Meant to unstart it. Jasmine has great scrambles. She'll move forward. She'll shoot the takedown. She'll hang out on top. Jasmine is actually going to be my pick here. I think it's a pretty straightforward fight. I think Jessica's going to be dangerous on the feet. Jasmine will get the takedowns, and she'll ride it out on top. There was an interview that Jacob keeps sending to me where Jasmine said, maybe we'll hang out in the phone booth and slug it out.
I don't think it was maybe. I think it was, that's going to happen.
I just don't think that's going to happen. I think she will shoot the takedowns because maybe she does strike it out for a little bit, gets a taste of that power, and then starts shooting a takedown. Ooh, felt it. I need to get out of here. Shoots that takedown. So Jasmine's going to be the pick. This is by far the best fighter she has fought, unless you're including Natalia Silva, who she ended up losing to. I'm going with Jasmine. I'm riding with Jasmine here. The line is interesting because you see it open at minus 400. She's minus 320 now. It went real low. Like she was minus 2s the other day, and it's working its way back up.
I can't remember how to do this.
God. Jasmine is my pick. Jacob, tell us why you're going with Justin Bieber.
It's been so long. I don't know how to make a bet. Bets here. Game. Oh, wait. Fighting. Oh.
What is happening?
Here we go. Hold on a second. Hold on, everyone. I'm taking this. I'm putting...
Yo,
how much money did you say that you hadn't bet openly?
I've got enough. How much you? What
you want to bet $400 or $540 on Jasmine?
Why 540?
Because I would risk 200 on Jessica Andrade's side. You're risking 540.
I got it. Yeah, I'll do it. I got it. Send it in the private chat here so I can accept it before the public does. Can you go ahead and give us your breakdown? That would be helpful.
Listen, I have no issues with Jasmine. Jasmine's been a great gift to this channel. There is no doubt about that. We've been on the Jasmine train before fucking everybody. We were on Jasmine when everyone was on Miranda Maverick in that fight. Me and Angel sat here and were like, Jasmine's gonna fucking win this fight. And she was like a plus 275, and we got fucking trashed for saying that, and she went and smoked that fight. I like Jasmine. I appreciate Jasmine. She is a tough fucking girl. And if she wins this fight, she's minus 300, right? I mean, she fucking probably should win this fight. She's tough enough to win this fight. But when I'm breaking down a fight, I have to break down a fight. And I know people hate Jessica Andrade, and they think that, she just gets taken down left and right because she got taken down by Erin Blanchfield, by Tatiana Suarez. Tatiana Suarez is like, she is like the actual, like, fucking wrestling since she was fucking like 10 years old or whatever. Erin Blanchfield is what it is. Jasmine, to me, I mentioned in my video as well, but if you're hearing it for the first time, her striking is not catching up to the level of competition that she is starting to face. The striking that she has is still slow. She still gets lit up. She basically just kind of bullies girls in the striking. She, even from that Tracy Cortez fight that she basically lost to a boxing match to Tracy Cortez, which isn't a good situation, she really hasn't even really improved from that fight. She's just kind of getting by enough with the kind of the bully style that leads to the forward pressure, that leads to those takedowns. And once she gets the takedown, she's got great takedowns. She's got great control in those type of situations. So if she gets Andrade flat on her back, she's probably going to fucking dominate this fight. But getting her there, I think, is going to be much harder than people realize, because Jasmine's only sporting like a 40% takedown accuracy in her career. She does like the brawl. She is a tough girl. She starts every fight by fucking just brawling her head off. And if you watch Jessica Andrade, she still has that fucking shit. She was walking down Natalia Silva the entire time. And the way that Jessica Andrade fights is going to help her, because Jasmine is a taller girl. Jessica Andrade is a short, stocky girl. And Jessica Andrade stalks people down with her hands at her waist. I mean, she walks people. She's not like this where Jasmine's going to level change. She's going to be forward pressuring. And if you put Jasmine on her back foot where Jessica Andrade can keep her hands low, because Jasmine's not a real threat to just kind of one-punch power people, a little bit slower with the striking. Hands are already low. I think those type of takedowns are going to be much harder to get than the bully striking style that leads to easier takedowns. And if she's fighting off her back foot with Jessica Andrade in her face, I don't think she's going to be able to get the takedowns people think she's going to be able to get. And if she can't get the takedowns in those situations, Jessica Andrade is going to fucking swarm her, throwing big shit. If she can tough it out, she can tough it out. But I think Jessica Andrade is going to be all over. And this could be, Jasmine's been the one person that's kind of been the steady through all these Canadian cards. Right? People lose, people win. Jasmine's always there. And it just feels like, even in this weird world we got going on, right, where all these favorites and underdogs, it feels like she's due for a letdown on a Canadian card. And I think Jessica Andrade is, she's a former champ. She's been there, done that, and she still throws that fucking shit. So I'm going on Andrade. I bet it, and I just bet Angelo. He just lost $540. So,
dude, I clicked that within 5 seconds, and somebody had already taken it. Tell me if it shows taken on your side. Maybe the link was weird, but as soon as I clicked it, boom, already taken.
Yeah, it is already taken.
Like so, which tells you people are fucking.
Couldn't you do private ones?
I don't think they have the private. I don't think they're.
They did for a while, I thought.
Maybe we'll do whatever. We'll figure.
Well,
it out,
I just bet some random person.
Yeah, so, maybe somebody in the chat was, dude. It was instant. Anyway. 3 things. Well, no, 2. I already told you that. 1, people keep saying former champ. I said it. You said it. People in the chat are saying it. Yes, she was a former world champion. But what happened was she picked up Rose Namajunas, dropped her on her head, and knocked her out. When they rematched, she got the shit kicked out of her. Like, she's not a former world champion like she went in there, walked somebody down, beat the hell out of them, won the belt. Like, yes, former world champion. I agree.
That might be the most dominant way you could ever win the belt, Angelo. You pick somebody up and slam them on their head and knock them out. That's supposed to be like some weird fluke. She didn't like blow her knee out. It's not like the Aljo winning the fucking belt. She fucking picked somebody up and slammed them on their head. What else are you supposed to do? That's literally the most dominant way you could ever win a fight.
She wasn't
picking somebody up and slamming them on their head.
She wasn't dominating that fight, and then that happened, is my only point there. And then the other point, I don't remember what the other point. No, I started here. Oh. D said, I was listening, and I just now looked at my phone. Angela, the graphics are amazing. They look clean and crisp. First of all, D,
that
wildly supportive.
The UFC 315 looks like 1990s word art. Like the PowerPoints when everyone, that fucking like diagonal fucking font that you always use for your PowerPoints or whatever it was, no, it acts like Microsoft Word, like that type of. That looks terrible.
D, thank you for the support, Jacob. Not sure what that hate's all about. Oddly enough, though, I do have the DraftKings prices reversed on this slide. So thanks for the compliment on this slide, but there does happen to be an error on this slide.
And I make the thumbnails. How about the thumbnail? Thumbnail's clean this week.
It's a nice thumbnail. I did one. You didn't like it, but I did one. You were like, just center anything on this thumbnail. Jasmine is $9,200.
The second that went up, I was like, what is this?
Well, because I was getting the names on there too. Jasmine Jasudavicius is $9,200 in DraftKings Fantasy. If she wins this fight, she'll be worth that money because that means she got the wrestling going, she had the control time, working.
And
on
how
top,
about
grinding.
the absolute beautiful women that we have on this card? I mean, we've got Jasmine Jasudavicius, we've got Alexa Grasso, we've got Natalia Silva, and we got the queen of them all, Jessica Andrade. And I saw some people, by the way, I can't remember who it was, another capper or something, tweeted a picture of Jessica Andrade looking good and was like, hear me out on this. I think he was like half serious.
You've been doing that for 4 years.
Hey, yeah. Stay the fuck away. Jessica Andrade is fucking my girl. And I'll fucking fight anybody to the death because her smile is absolutely beautiful. We met her, and she's a fucking sweetheart.
She does have very positive aura.
Holy shit. I saw her, and I'm like, oh, my God. There she is. And then she started talking. I walked up to her, and I think I said like "tudo bem" or something. Like I spoke Portuguese to her, and she was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh, my heart was flying." I'm like, "Oh, Jessica, drive." Oh.
What's funny? So they're saying it's DFS by the numbers. He steals a lot of shit, dude. He stole my joke when I did Ernesta Carrot Cake. He stole that joke, said it like it was his, and then 2 years ago he started singing songs to people after you were busting out in song. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know him well enough.
Busting out in song.
Yeah, you've never done that shit. We've got a $2 super chat from El Malandro. You two are my favorite gringos. Maricas, thank you for the pics. Listen, you spelled pics like I sent you my dick. That's how pics were spelled back in the day.
Let me ask you a question.
Did you search AOL chat rooms for pics like that? P-I-C-S? Was that just me?
You talking to me?
Yes.
You were looking for dick pics?
Not penises. It was just pics, trading pics in the chat rooms.
Let me ask you a serious question. I want a serious answer. Okay.
I'd love to.
And this, I'm being 100. This is 100% serious. Okay.
Let's hear it. Yeah.
You get a DM. Okay. I'm being serious, Angelo. Lock in. Okay. This is serious. You get a DM. Says, hey, name your price. All I want to see is the dick. What are you pricing your dick at? You don't know. You don't know who this person is. You don't know if it's gonna leak. You don't know.
And we're assuming Tiffany's on board, right? Can't upset the
wife. It's whatever. You get a random DM. They said name your price, and it's 100% certain you're gonna receive that amount of money after you send it. But you have no idea what's gonna happen to it. You don't know if it's gonna be blasted. If you just
is my face in it?
Yes, it is. You standing there.
Ooh, that changes because I got kids and shit.
Name your price. There's got to be a price. Wait, let's go 1, 2, 3 and name our price. Okay. Once you have yours, let me know and I'll name mine just to see how close we are. So we don't okay.
And keep in mind, my logic is like, I'm only worried about it getting out. Kids, stuff like that. Oh, daddy's dick.
I am too. I mean, it's an interesting situation.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? We'll say, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
$12. $200,000, I would do it.
$200,000? Holy shit! I might pay that right now.
What if I
thought you were gonna say millions?
Nah, 200 millions is crazy. What if I lost my job?
Holy shit! I might fucking cash you out right now. I might wire you money right at $200,000. I thought you were gonna say fucking 20 million, 50 million, $100 million. $200,000. You're getting it all out there.
That's a ton of money. That's a lot of money.
Jesus, somebody's gonna pay that.
Show it. Prove it. You show your cards, I'll show mine.
God. I literally thought you were gonna say like fucking
make
sure I can disappear. Fucking
no, dude. That would be if I had a tiny dick. My only concern is.
Well, I said $12. So fucking. You're at $200,000. I said $12. So it shows where I'm at.
If I had a tiny dick, you'd be like, no. But it's like, no, I'm fine with it.
You have a $200,000 dick, and I got a $12 dick. I don't give a fuck. You want to see it? $12.
All right, chat. We will accept super chat forms of payment for Jacob. Just send the chat with your preferred DM platform. And for just $2 less than that, you could become a premium member. For $10, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. At the top, you'll unlock every single pick bet tool, everything you could ever want or need heading into a fight week. Wait, was that it? And Matt, $2 super chat. What, Matt, with the LinkedIn picture, what percent of the chat can Angelo knock out in the first? I assume 70%. What number would you put up there for yourself and me?
For you?
And you.
In the chat to knock out somebody in 5 minutes?
No, what percent? What the fuck were you listening to? That's not even remotely the percent of people in the chat that we can knock out.
Yeah, didn't it say in the first round?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I said knock out in 5 minutes,
all right,
dumbass. What the fuck you talking to me about? Stupid fucking asshole. You dumb bitch. What the fuck? Yeah, back to my original point. How many people, the percentage of the chat you can knock out in 5 minutes? I'd give you fucking 93%.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I'd give myself 100.
Let's assume there's 100 people in this chat. Who are those 7 people?
Angelo, get in the chat, and it'll still be 100. The fuck you laughing at?
Oh, because you and I fought, and that's not how that went down, is it?
I didn't realize we were throwing elbows. I got hit with a clean elbow, busted me open.
There was no elbow whatsoever. None.
Oh, okay.
Literally none.
Yeah, I just randomly start bleeding.
All right. And then one random comment here from Steven Jackson. How do we feel about Lucrative? I tried to say hi to that guy, just being a good dude. Saw him at UFC 303. He tried to big dog me.
Angelo walked up to this guy and said, "Do you
pussy.
know who I am?"
That's not how that went down. That's
literally.
You
came up to me
and
I said,
"What did you?
What did you say to him?" I didn't even know who the fuck he was. I don't know.
I know
who he is now, but you're like, "That's Lucrative." I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that guy is.
So I went over. I said hi. I said, "Hey, you're Lucrative, right?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Angelo from We Want Picks."
The way you described it when you came back to me, the second after you walked up to him, I said, "What'd you say?" And you said, like the guy tried to play like he didn't know who I was. I'm like, "What'd you say to him?" He's like, "I said, do you know who I am?" He said, "No." I'm like,
"No, I literally introduced myself like a regular human being. Said, nice to meet you. I'm Angelo from We Want Picks." And he's like, "Oh," I said, "You don't know We Want Picks?" He said, "No." I said, picks and bets all over, whatever. And he said, "I think I've seen a video on Twitter." And I said, "All right, fuck this pussy. I'm out of here." He's full of shit. I know he knows because he interacted.
I know he knows me. Because remember, that was a fucking year ago, too.
Because he talked. The only reason I know he talked about us on his bullshit prior to that. The only reason I know who he is.
I know that he knows me.
The only reason I know who he is because people are like, "Oh, this guy said stuff about you." So anyway, you're gonna try to big dog. It's gay and stupid. It's stupid. In person, be a normal person. It's not hard to do at all. And I will say
fake and gay unsubbed.
Every single faking gay.
Jesus, man, you're so old. Somebody in the chat knows. That's what used to always say. Every fucking comment on every YouTube, fucking, especially in the Call of Duty commercial or the fucking community, you would just write faking gay unsubbed. That's what you would write on. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter what the video was. It could be a fucking video of somebody crying, talking about their dog dying. You just write faking gay unsubbed.